The theme for CLC in 2020 was Go Beyond. And truly we saw God enabling us to go beyond even in the midst of a pandemic. The economy of God is not attached to this world. It is a kingdom economy that He releases through those who desire to live open-handed, with hearts that trust Him to do exceedingly, abundantly, above and beyond all that we can ask, think, or imagine. When we live open-handed, we are not just being blessed by God's kingdom economy, but we become a channel of His economy to the world around us. And that is exactly what we did as a congregation. In 2020, as kingdom builders, we gave over $550,000 towards missions locally and globally. That only happens when we as a church are responding to God's mandate to take the message of hope everywhere to everyone. Thank you for being a faithful kingdom builder. Now let's take a look at what God's enabled us to do as a result of 2020's Kingdom Builders Missions Convention. 3.8 billion people on the planet live in villages without churches. Most of them can't read or write in their language, which is why we, as Kingdom Builders, partnered with Oral Learners Bible Institute, a video-based Bible school that helps to train and equip local villagers who cannot read or write. Oral Learners developed a 3-year video-based Bible school that trains and equips the nationals to plant and pastor churches in their own communities. 41 courses, 1,200 video lessons produced in the students' own language. Without leaving their job or their homes, they can attend Bible school by simply using a basic cell phone with an SD card containing the required Bible courses. No need for the internet. CLC, you gave $15,000 to help reach the lost by providing 1 year of Bible school with subjects such as theology, evangelism, discipleship, and pastoral studies. This shows us just how God can use one church to make a global impact. We also partnered with the Assemblies of God in Egypt. Egypt's population contains 92 million Muslims and 10 million Christians. Most of the pastors are facing extreme persecution for sharing the gospel, having public baptisms, or doing public gatherings. It's been difficult to start new churches in Egypt. The government restrictions and just attempting to do church expansions and renovations or even start a new church, it's just been virtually impossible. However, recently, the president of Egypt has eased the restrictions, making permits possible to expand, build, and purchase buildings for church use. With this window, we partnered with this project by giving $25,000 to help establish, renovate, and expand churches in some of the most ancient and historic cities of Egypt, Cairo, Giza, and Luxor. As kingdom builders, we were able to invest in this window of opportunity for churches in Egypt. We also partnered with missionary Joe Gordon in India. God has sent him to a people who have little or no access to the gospel, mostly due to hostility towards the message of Jesus Christ. Yet God revealed an open, strategic door to share the gospel in this sensitive area through relationships with young adults who attend a local gym. CLC, you funded the construction of this gym and provided equipment and supplies, an initiative totaling $10,000. This gym now serves as a space for young adults to work out, while Missionary Joe and his team serve these young adults by being intentional and building relationships with them, showing them the love of Christ, which leads to them sharing the message of hope, and discipling them through Bible studies and small group connections, and just doing life with them. God is doing a mighty work through these intentional relationships at this gym. Our God is limitless in how He reaches souls. As kingdom builders, you built a girls' orphanage in Ghana that included dorm rooms, a cafeteria, 21 classrooms, and a chapel. In addition, with your generosity of $35,000, you built a second home in the capital city of Ghana for the girls who age out of the orphanage. This fully furnished dormitory provided these young ladies with a safe place to transition to, which has shielded them from being sold into marriage, left on the streets, and even making them susceptible to human trafficking. Your generosity as kingdom builders has saved the lives of 14 young girls who were directly impacted by this provision of a safe space for them to go while working and being a productive part of society. using the skills and the education that they then received from the orphanage. This is amazing. You are making a difference for the kingdom of God. Lives are being touched. Souls are being saved. Time does not allow us to mention the details of all of our partnerships, such as in Israel, providing $25,000 towards the renovation of a building in the Holy Land, which now serves as a church home, a Christian kindergarten, and a community center for Jewish and Arab families. Or even our financial support for our after-school programs in our own backyard here in South Florida. The at-risk school program partnerships, the homeless feedings, the family lunch programs, prison to community re-entry initiatives, and so much more. None of these would be possible without linking our hearts with God's heart to go and make an impact for His kingdom in all the earth. We celebrate that God's kingdom agenda is not hindered by the world's agenda. Now we look ahead for His next assignment for us as a church body, a church community, as CLC. Thank you for being a kingdom builder, answering God's mandate to take His message everywhere we go, to everyone we meet.